Hey y'all, Fred Sumner here. Well, today we're going to do a little video from in the house. The wife bought me something last night. I've already got one, but she bought me a second one. Today we're going to discuss the Presto 16 quart pressure canner cooker. Now, this machine you can cook in it. You can can in it, which is 99% of what I do in it. I just do what's called pressure canning. I use it for non-high acid foods, corn, carrots, soups, anything with meat in it. Anything with meat in it. Like right now, I've got a big giant pot of turkey stock sitting on my stove that's going to go into this cooker slash canner here in a little bit. But before I do that, I wanted to go over this so we can so you can kind of get an idea of what it is. So this is like a review. The only difference is this one that I'm going to show you is brand new, whereas my other one it's about 2-3 years old, give or take. So I do have knowledge of this. I have used it and I do know how it operates. So this one will be it's just a new one, that's all. It's just new. Okay, here in a minute I'm gonna rearrange these and I'm gonna show you and the machine and whatnot. But before we do, I wanted to go over a little bit about the capacity of this particular pressure cooker. It is 16 quarts, which means it'll hold 16 liquid quarts, not 16 quart jars, 16 liquid quarts, which means you can put 16 quarts into this machine and cook stuff in it, soups, whatever. It works under the premise of pressure. It puts a lot of pressure on stuff. It heats it up. It will kill bacteria. It will kill the germs. It'll make you sick. That's why a lot of people use it to do non-acidy foods. And when I say acidy foods, I mean like tomatoes, stuff like that. Stuff that doesn't have acid in it. Corn, carrots, meats. That kind of stuff that needs to be cooked higher to get rid of the bacteria and things that will make you sick. This, okay? So, this machine will handle 12 half pints. These little jars. These are usually for jellies and jams, relishes, things like that. It will handle 10 pints. Now you can see the difference. Half pint, pint. Yeah, these are a little bit dirty. These are set up on the shelf. I don't use these ones. This one is for like carrots, green beans, corn, soups, things of that nature. And then you get your quarts. All right. Now you can see all three. Half pint down here at the end, quart here, and the pint in the middle. So you got half pint, pint, quart. This machine will handle 7 quarts, 10 pints, 12 half pints. Each machine comes with a tray, a lid, 15 pounds weights. Now don't think that you're going to be picking up, getting all big. No, 15-pound weights. Here's the one to my other machine. This is what I mean. Each one of these weighs 5 pounds. In combination, you set this on the machine, that'll give you 5 pounds. 10 pounds, 15 pounds. And as we go on, I'll explain how that works. But right now, it also comes with a tray on the inside that you set all your jars on, because you don't want to set it directly on the bottom of the pan, because that pan is on your heat source. It gets very hot. It will crack your jars, and it could potentially burn whatever's in the bottom of that jar. So, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and open it. Okay, here we have it. Here is the Presto Pressure Canner and Cooker. Still this one is brand new in the box, ready to go, just begging for me to put it to use. So we're going to go ahead and do an opening video, and I'll talk about it as I'm opening it. Now, one of the big things about these things is they're under high pressure, but don't let that scare you. They're very safe the way they're built. There's no reason. There's horror stories of them exploding, you know, causing injuries, all kinds of things, destroying kitchens. Don't let that scare you from getting one or having one or using one. Yes, they can blow up. Yes, they are dangerous. But respect them and you won't have any issues. Just don't take them for granted. Now, as you can see, I've gone ahead and, let me lift this camera up some. Tighten this down. I've got the lid open. Now, I'm going to treat this as if I've already used it. So this year coming, I'm going to treat it like I've already used it, but now I have to re-inspect it. So you'll get an idea of what you need to look for before you use your canner every time. And I said every time. So if you're going to make a roasted chicken in a pressure can chicken in this, you need to inspect it. If you're going to do some jars of tomatoes or of beef stew, you need to inspect it. Every time you use this pot, inspect it. Inspect it. And, oh, did I mention you should inspect it? So, here we go. Let's get this beautiful thing out of the box. If it'll cooperate. There, we're down to the table now. Alrighty. This beautiful plastic bag. I think they got, styrofoam. Lots of styrofoam. Shitty for the environment. Great for shipping, shitty for the environment. Woo, look at that shine. Look at that shine. Look at that shine. Plastic baggie. Throw that over there. Okay, now here's the lid. I'm sorry about that shake. I've got a 7.5-week-old puppy that thinks everything's a chew toy. Now, here's the lid. Beautiful little lid. Look at that. Look at that shine. Look at that. Ooh, it's like a mirror. Woo! I could shave in that. That's so nice. Anyway, as you can see, oh, I got my nasty old grubby fingerprints on it already. Look at that. Oh, that's a shame. Here, let's rub it a little bit and it goes away. See, now it's all nice and clean again. Anyway, damn, that is impressive. So, as it stands, the lid. Okay. When you do your inspections, there's a black plug. Remy, no, don't chew on that. There's a black plug back here. That is a pressure relief valve. Okay? If this gets too pressurized, that will pop out. It'll blow out. And then you have your vent. And then you have your pressure indicator. The way this system works is you put it on your pot, you tighten it down. There's arrows. Let's see if we can get them in camera here. Right there. Open, close, open, close, open, close. You line that up with the arrow on the handle of the pot. You can see the little arrow. So the arrow on the lid gets lined up with the arrow on the pot. Like that. And then you rotate this and it locks it together. This is a tongue and groove pressure canner cooker. And what I mean by that is you can see there's a tongue, there's a groove, a tongue, a groove, a tongue, a groove, which correspond with the top of the lid. Tongue and groove, tongue and groove, tongue and groove. All the way around. You want to check those to make sure that they're all there. There's no cracks, there's no dents, no dings, nothing that would interfere with the smooth connection. Another thing you want to check is this rubber grommet right here. You got to make sure that it's in place, obviously, that it's flexible and soft. If it's hard and it doesn't want to give under your finger pressure, like that, if it's not giving, don't use it and find another gasket. You can get them on Amazon. eBay or at the Presto website themselves. After you inspect that, you inspect the pot. Now, this is the tray that I was talking about earlier. Another plastic baggie. This is the tray that I was talking about earlier. You have to use this when you're canning, because the bottom of the pan gets extremely hot. It will burn your pots, crack them, it'll ruin whatever you're doing. This will stop that. Drop it in and you're ready to go. On the side, I doubt you're going to be able to see it, but on the inside of the pot, maybe, there are 3 lines here, okay? I don't use mine to cook in. Mine are strictly for canning. But what I do is I come back and mark those with a Sharpie so I can see them. Don't do that if you're going to cook in here, because you don't want that Sharpie messing with your food. I don't cook in mine. I just pressure can so it doesn't affect. One is for canning and the other 2 are for cooking. The very first one I use is canning level. This Presto comes with a nice little guide, and in that guide it's got, of course, all of the important safeguards, so forth, so on, how to properly use this, and how long to, let's take this for example, carrots. Hot pack means you're putting hot water over your veggies, and your veggies are already warm when they go in. Puppy. 10 pounds of pressure for 25 minutes for pints and 30 minutes for quarts. For processing over 1,000 feet, use 15 pounds of pressure. For me, I'm at roughly 17,000 feet. 1,700 feet. I apologize, not 17,000. Hell, I'd be up in the damn Rockies. 1,700 feet, so I use 15 pounds. Which, if you remember right, from what I showed you earlier, there's 15 pounds, all 3 weights put together. Bing, bing, bing. That is 15 pounds. And what you do, once it's assembled and you've got it cooking, you've got it on the stove and it's doing its business, whatnot, you put that on there and that will start building pressure. And over time, this little pin here will pop up, and then eventually this will start rocking real slow like this. You do not start your count time until it's rocking like that. Once it gets to that level, then you can start your timer. Once your time has run out for whatever you're doing, and it's time to let this cool off, you turn off the heat source, be it electric or be it propane, whatever, gas, fine, on your stove. Turn off the heat source and you walk away from it and leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't come over here and tilt this to the side and blow the steam out, all of that. Leave it alone. Let it cool down on its own. When this stops rocking and this pin falls, then you can take this off and remove the lid and get to the contents of what's inside. Only then, because if you do it any other time, remember, this is under pressure. There's a lot of pressure underneath this. So at any other time you do that, you're going to cause yourself an injury. And you're going to ruin your kitchen. Now, one big thing, do not use water from the sink if you're on city water or well water. Try to go get spring water or, what do they call that? Purified water from the grocery store, something like that, to use in this. Because if you use well water or you use anything other than that, you're going to pit this, you're going to stain it, and it's going to look bad. So I use fresh spring water. I use fresh spring water. That's all I use. Sorry, I had to help the puppy. Do not put this on anything over 12,000 BTUs like a turkey bake fryer, a deep fryer. Don't put this on the frame. You're going to melt it. You're going to screw it up. It's garbage. I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up. I'm going to get it in operation. Then I'm going to show you the video of it actually operating. Then you will see how the system works. As I'll do a short video of when I get the water in it, when it gets warm, how that works, and then we'll go from there. Basically what you do is you fill up to this first line of water. You get it warm, you just turn your heat source on, bring it up to temp, get this warm in here. You don't want to put it in cold. Get the water warm, then you put your warm jars in, put your lid on, tighten it all down, put your weight on, and let it sit. I usually do it, I have an electric stove, so I usually do it on medium-low heat, 4, maybe 3.5, 4, and that's where it stays, and that's all it needs. Some people say you got to run it at 8 and then drop it down to 4. I don't do that. I just set it on 4 and let it come up to its own temperature when it's ready. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, get these prepped, get my jars set up. They've already been over in my roasting oven getting warm and getting taken care of. I'm going to get the lids going, get my bands and everything. I'll get the jars all put together with the stock, get them in here. I'll get them both on the stove. We'll get them going, and then I'll make the video of how they start to operate. All right, so I'll talk to you in a little bit.